Hello, everyone. Good evening, and we are back for another episode of 500 Miles this week. Here with my co-host.
Brody Wojcik, welcome in. Tuesday, June 17th,
Yep,
after Mexico. It's a crazy, crazy race, rainy weekend, and we're ready to just discuss this. And whatever race we got next weekend, I don't even know what next weekend
It's
is.
Pocono.
Pocono?
Yeah,
Okay.
Pocono. Last race for Amazon as well, so we'll definitely be delving into that when we get to that point later on. So for this week, definitely, I'll just say straightforward. This was a successful first weekend for the Cup Series in Mexico City. I know Xfinity was here for a few times in the past, but this was a welcoming weekend, and the atmosphere was incredible. Were fans were more enthusiastic than you'd really see anywhere. Like it was so amazing seeing it all.
Yeah, I honestly think it would have been better if it wasn't for the rain, too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
always the road courses, street courses are always marred by rain, which is fine. I mean, they have the wet weather tires anyways, but
yeah, and I
I
mean
want
the
to see a
racing
race
can be
where they're not
better at
just slipping.
times. Yeah, I will agree on that. I mean, it's something that probably will be looked at into in the future. I think though this week with the racing we had, like especially in the first two stages, it was great to see. But even then, even despite the rain and tire strategy, Shane Van Gisbergen was able to just drive away no matter what.
Yeah, SVG was just, I mean, I knew he was gonna just pull out of there after his pole. I knew he was gonna, but it was, Gibbs was looking fast, but I just knew that just SVG was gonna win by a mile, and he did, and that was great to see. I'm glad that he
Yeah,
finally got himself that other cup win after Busher took that away from him at the Glen last year.
I don't think he was even one of your picks going into this week.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he
Oh,
was one
he
of my picks.
was. Oh, he was.
He's
I
the
didn't
obvious one.
remember. Yeah, I
Oh
just
yeah,
didn't
it
remember.
was yeah, it was him. I think my picks for this week were him, Reddick, and AJ, just because
And
two of
then
those are like obvious.
yeah, and then Busher was like the underdog pick. A lot
Yeah,
of really
Busher was my
good.
sleeper.
There were a lot of really good runs in the field too. Michael McDowell, I think he finished fourth. I think
JHN in fifth, I think too.
John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah, he got fifth. That was a great run
Yeah,
for him as well. And like there were a lot of great runs this week. And I mean Ty Gibbs. In all honesty, I haven't seen Ty Gibbs run a race this good since Bristol in the spring last year. So I'm really happy for him. I hope he can get it turned around, but we'll see what happens. I mean, there was a lot to delve into this weekend. I mean, we also had the two Mexico Series races, the Mexico Series being part of the weekend. They had a doubleheader as well. I believe Max Gutierrez won the first race, and Abraham Calderon, I believe, won the second race. So nice to see those guys pick up the wins. I was a little disappointed that we didn't see more guys from the Mexico Series run in the Xfinity race or heck even the Cup race, but it is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
Ruben,
When they raced in like the mid 2000s, there would always be like 8 or 9 guys from the
yeah,
Mexico series come in, and that was
but
always really cool to see.
but maybe we'll see that happen next year. I hope we do. And then
Hopefully get a second date. Yeah.
yeah, I hope they do it again next year. Recently, it was reported, I believe yesterday, that NASCAR does not have a contract with the promoters for next year, but they are hoping to negotiate again for next year. So I'm hoping that they're able to pull something together. I just think that there are going to be some things that they'll have to do differently. Like logistics seem to be something that maybe wasn't planned the best, but I know Ben Kennedy was talking about how they want to do better for next year. So we'll definitely see what happens with that because of the planes and all
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't even be opposed if they were to go to like Puebla or something at Miguel y Abad. That's a really nice racetrack that they can definitely make the it's one of those oval road course variants, and that would be a really really cool track to see them at. It's the problem is the attendance at that track just because it's kind of a weird situation, but that track I wouldn't be opposed to
I just
in
think
Puebla.
I still want them to go to the Mexico City track. I mean, because first of all, Mexico City is the biggest city in the Western Hemisphere, to my knowledge. So, like, there's over 20 million people, I'm pretty sure, in that metro or something like that. the amount of people there, if you draw in so as many as you can, you're going to get great numbers. I know that they didn't sell out, and there were a few spots on the track that kind of looked a little empty in terms of fans, but they still had a pretty good attendance for their first race. It's just that I think Jeff Gluck was talking about this on the teardown. He was talking about how ticket sales may have been a bit high. I mean, for this week, and like people and like affordability may have been a little bit of an issue. Again, this is something with the track promoters, not NASCAR. So it's something maybe that could be improved upon for year two. Merchandising, I think Gluck was talking about how it was lacking. Uh, like the teams didn't bring down their merch haulers, didn't really bring them down. NASCAR obviously brought their own merch haulers down, but it seemed like that there was something else to kind of think about in the mix there. I did enjoy though there were these two fans that traveled like 12 hours. uh I think they traveled like 12 hours with their own shirts that read Denny, I beat your favorite driver. I don't know if you saw
That's
that.
worth it.
Yeah,
No, I did. I forgot about it until you mentioned it. I saw that on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. Jeff Gluck posted it. And, like Jeff was having the time of his life. I'm so happy for those guys. I mean, it's a shame though that some whiny spotters decided to paint a bad picture. But again, I don't know. I mean, some people also painted a bad picture due to their own stupidity. I mean, don't drink the water being one of the things.
Noah Gregson drank the tap water.
Yeah, I hope he knew. I hope he at least knew to not do that. But I mean, maybe he could get sponsorship out of that from
Yeah, get
something.
food wipes.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny if that actually
Hey, hey,
happened.
hey, for all we know, SVG probably drank the tap water too.
Yeah, he was complaining about like SVG, and he still ran the race despite feeling sick in the morning of the race. Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh, he's not gonna pass up a road. If it was like Bristol, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not racing there." But if it was, he's not gonna pass his opportunity up to win at a road course. I mean, that's the only court, that's the only track he can win. Otherwise, he finishes like 31st. So he's gonna take that chance while he can.
I'm just really happy as well with how everyone was going out there. I want to also delve into some of the post race shenanigans. Uh, I think we all know where this is going. Carson Hocevar again.
Stenhouse again, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if this is ever going to end at this point. I mean, I remember watching the what happened there in that conversation. It didn't really go anywhere. I mean, Ricky Stenhouse is like, "I'm only going to beat you up in the States, not here." But Ricky's not going to do anything. I mean, I know, like he's not going to do anything. I mean, the drivers at this point, I don't know. I know they don't want to get fined and all, but like the only thing that's going to make him stop is if you do it, if you take it into your own hands at this point, which it seems like he's kind of refusing to do. I mean, it's the only thing that's really going to get him to stop. Like, I get why Ricky isn't confronting Hocevar more aggressively, but at the same time, there are going to be points in life where you do have to figure something out on your own. I mean,
Absolutely.
like I'm not like no shade at Ricky or anything, but does have to kind of the way he's taking this right now and being like, "Oh, I'm not throwing hands, I'm going to get fined." That attitude isn't going to work here. Like
He's not gonna learn his lesson.
I know you got a $75,000 fine, but I mean, that's pocket change in the Cup Series for Cup Series drivers. So like
Exactly.
I mean, and even then, I mean, the team owners are there to support you. So like, I don't know. I mean, as well as Race Team Alliance. So like, I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I hope there isn't a right hook. That's the last thing I want. That
Yeah.
we
Well,
can.
honestly, I think Stenhouse would be more likely to throw hands than right hook anyways. Like very much more likely so.
No, yeah, Stenhouse isn't a guy who's going to intentionally wreck you. So like, I don't know to be honest. I mean, I just hope that eventually they get things settled. I mean, I know. I know. Also, funny enough, talking about Carson Hocevar, recently on a stream, he also leaked out Chicagoland returning next year. So I'm curious if that holds
Yeah,
up.
oh, I did hear about that, yeah.
Yeah. So Carson Hocevar, basically, he was also streaming like at his hotel, I think, in Mexico or something like that.
I'm not shocked.
Like, or he was streaming somewhere. Like, I mean, he's gonna stream whenever at this point. I mean, knowing Carson Hocevar, but I love his personality. I mean, I wish he would clean things up on the track, but that's for, but he's not gonna stop until someone actually does something. But no one's doing anything. That's the problem. And I mean, Carson, but yeah, I mean, he's got a long road ahead, so we'll see what comes out of that. There was also a really scary moment as well regarding incidents. Riley Herbst, I don't know what he was
My
doing.
god, where he pulled ahead of I don't even know who he
It
pulled
was
ahead of, but
Stenhouse too.
it was Sunhouse, okay.
Like, like, like that was extremely dangerous. Like that's like as that is a more than a rookie mistake to me. To me, that's more than a rookie mistake because that was extremely dangerous and that could easily have been a really bad wreck.
Yeah.
Like,
Luckily it was at I mean, it was at the highest, one of the highest speed parts of the track, but luckily it was a road course and it wasn't on a speedway, I guess. But that was still a really strange
yeah,
move.
that almost turned into what happened in 2011 at Dover with Alex Kennedy and Kevin Swindell, where Kennedy he spun out, came back on the up the track during after the caution flew, and then Swindell hits him. Like you can't like that. That was dangerous. Like I hope that O'Reilly realizes what the heck even happened there. And I mean, but I don't know. I mean, SVG though winning this race, this was amazing because I just really wanted to see this happen. And I know there's been more talk about this as well regarding the playoff system because SVG now he's 30th in points and he's now one of the seeds in the playoffs. So it's definitely something interesting to talk about. And I know
Honestly
that
though, the fact if he can win one more road course race, I think that'll kind of dispel things. Like, okay, he won 2 races. That's like kind of
yeah, that
negates it. I don't know.
that yeah, there probably won't be as much anger about it. I mean, the thing is though, getting through the playoffs is something that's not really going to be strong for him. There is not a road course in the round of 16. There isn't a super speedway in the round of 16 this year either. Atlanta is not in the round of 16 this year. And I know if a miracle happens, if a miracle were to happen and SVG does make it to the round of 12, he could win the Roval and go to the round of 8, but I personally don't see
Yeah,
that
but the
happening.
round of 16 this season is Darlington, Gateway, and Bristol. He's gonna finish 30th in all 3 of those races. Like,
I don't
it's
know. I mean, he has experience at
no
Darlington
sense.
now. I mean, he does have experience at Darlington now. I mean, Darlington is one of the tracks he's raced at the most in the Cup Series. He's got 2 starts there now, so maybe he'll have better luck there, but I don't know. I mean, I think he did end up finishing somewhat decent, so that's really the only place where I really think he could actually be somewhat decent for
Yeah, I mean he's got no chance at Gateway. So
yeah, I don't think he has never made a cup start at Gateway. And then
no,
Bristol, I think he did. No, he did run Bristol in the spring. And I did he run the night race last year? He might have run the
no,
night. Was that
I don't
AJ
think
that
so.
ran it?
I believe it
It
was.
might have been Allmendinger that ran it. So like, it's definitely something that we'll have to look at. I know there's talk about. I know there's people saying, well, the top 30 rule would have prevented this. Well, here's the problem now. Shane Van Gisbergen is 30th in points.
Mhm.
So bringing back the top 30 rule wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, I'm
So
checking
like,
right now. SVG ran at Martinsville last year in
yeah,
the 16,
yeah, it
not at
wasn't not Bristol, it was
Bristol.
AJ, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean the Roval's in the round of 12, so you never know what could happen there. And then here's the crazy thing. The craziest possibility here. if he just performs honestly, although Darlington, Gateway, and Bristol are a terrible round of races for SVG in the round of 16, I have a feeling that there's still a chance he could get it done. He only has to beat 4 other guys, and it could end up, he could get some good luck or whatever. He wins at the Roval, gets onto the round of 8, and guess what we have in the round of 8? We got a super speedway at Talladega. SVG wins Talladega, and then we got SVG in the final 4.
I don't
3 guys
know.
crashed out at Phoenix, and we get the SVG
I
championship
don't
in
know
some.
about that. I don't know about that. I mean that's more that seems like a big stretch to happen. But
Hey, don't knock it until you never know how it goes. Like, I really want to see how SVG does, and I'm actually really glad that, I mean, we all knew he was going to win a road course anyways, but I wanted him to win just not just for not for his own personal glory necessarily, but I want to see how he does in the playoffs, and I want to see how he does at Darlington, Gateway, and Bristol. If he can just perform kind of decently, I'm sure that um, Justin Marks is going to be all over him, just trying to
yeah.
get him prepared
And
for that. Because if he gets out of there, he should have a very solid chance to win at the Roval and get into the round of 8. And then if he can just luck his way into Talladega, you never really know. But I think they should definitely aim for that. Honestly, aim for an 8th place. Aim to get into the round of 12 and to win the Bank of America Roval 400, and then finish 8th place. Take that. That's a great start. That would be
yes.
that'd be the best thing to aim for. Would it be cool if he got into the final 4 by winning Dega? Yeah, but that's probably not gonna happen. It
No.
would be funny though. It would be funny though.
Yeah, it could be, but it again, it's not something I think is going to happen. So, so a correction earlier. Michael McDowell did not finish fourth; he finished in fifth. John Hunter Nemechek also a correction there; he finished in sixth, not fifth.
Okay.
But another great run. I want to give a shout out to Cole Custer here. His first top 10 on the season. There are only now, I believe, 2 drivers in the Cup Series that do not have a top 10 this year. I'm
And that
pretty
would be,
sure.
let me guess, that's what Cody Ware's got to be one of them.
Yes, Cody Ware's one of them. I believe
The other
Riley.
is
Oh, did I just say it? Uh,
no, I didn't hear you.
oh
Oh, it's probably Josh Berry. No, I'm
no,
kidding.
no,
No, he
Barry's
won.
won a
What am I
race.
saying?
What are you
What am I
talking
saying?
about?
No, no, Barry. I for whatever reason I thought of Barry in the 4.
No,
Gregson, he's in the top 10.
no. Gregson got top 10 at Talladega.
Really? Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I was
It's
thinking of
Riley
4, and
Herbst.
I thought it's
It
Herbst.
it's
Really?
Riley.
Okay.
Yeah, Riley Herbst is now down to 35th in points.
Oof.
So like Denny Hamlin, is your head scratching right now? I mean, is it? Do you think a change might? I know you have Herbst locked in for next year, but you got to think for a minute. I mean, I was thinking Herbst would be at least top 25 in points, but I did
He's
not
also
think.
what, 21? Like he's
Yeah,
a
and he's
really
young.
young guy. He's
Yeah,
got
he's
plenty of time to develop, and he's got a
yeah.
good sponsorship behind it with Monster Energy. So
Well, it's a B2B deal because they run the monster through Terribles, which is his father's company. Terribles gas stations all across Las Vegas. If you live in Las Vegas, you'd see them everywhere, and they have like a and like the company as a whole is like a net worth of like 400 million, I want to say.
oh
So
wow. Yeah.
yeah, that shows you the money behind Riley Herbst, especially with his family's gas station
He's
and
got daddy's
convenience
money,
store.
but he can't run better than like top 30 every week.
Oh my god. I mean, right, and I mean, what's interesting about SVG as well, because this also applies to Riley Herbst. Both of them didn't even make the in-season tournaments. Shane Van Gisbergen didn't even make the in-season tournament, and now he wins. So like that also, and you also have to remember these are the 2 guys going for Rookie of the Year. At this point, I would say give it to SVG unless Riley Herbst wins at like Daytona or Atlanta in a few weeks. So like at this
We
point,
shall see.
SVG probably has Rookie of the Year locked down because
Yeah, for sure. Hey, if
yeah,
he could win another race too, if he can get up to that, no, he also got a stage win too. I believe he won stage 2, right? So
yeah, he did. I
yeah,
think.
if he can do that again, and get another stage win next road course and win one more road course race, that gives him 12 playoff points.
Yeah,
That'd be a really solid place to start for him. I think he needs a second one
it
in order
helped
to
him.
really have an
It
advantage.
helped him a
Yeah.
lot in the points for Xfinity as well last year,
Yeah, for sure.
and because he had like 3 wins last year. So with Custer, I mean, this is a brand new team. I know we just mentioned top 10. This is Haas Factory team, which is a new team. It is somewhat of a reboot of Stuart Haas Racing, but it is still a different team. It is still new, brand new. So like this year, I mean, they've not really been off to the best of starts, but they have started. They have shown some speed here and there. But this week was probably one of their best races for sure of the year, and the cherry on top is with their first ever top 10 finish in the Cup Series. So I'm happy for Cole Custer. I know he's down there like around 33rd in points, I think now. I mean, somewhere around there, but again, I do hope for the best for them going forward, and hopefully we'll be able to see some more speed, not just after this week, but even going into next week. The Xfinity race was also pretty interesting. I mean, I'm really happy for Daniel Suarez, last to first. That's not even the first time that's happened this year.
That would have been Chastain in Cup.
Chastain at the
So,
Coca-Cola 600.
yeah.
So I'm really happy for Suarez, and I mean the crowd reaction. The crowd reaction was incredible. Like I was just seeing everyone so enthusiastic in the grandstands following that
Absolutely.
that and Adam Alexander made one of his best calls I've seen.
No,
Like
so I don't really watch Xfinity, but I did catch the like last couple laps calls, and it was
yeah.
astounding.
And Taylor Gray, oh so close again to that first career win. Like is he gonna be able to get it, or is he gonna get bulldozed again?
Taylor
Like
Gray versus Sheldon Creed. Who's gonna win first?
I'm gonna say Taylor Gray. I mean, Sheldon hasn't really had as much speed this year. I mean, Sam Mayer. I mean, the Haas factory. I mean, again, this is a new team. I mean, I know it's a lot of the same guys from Stuart Haas, but still a new team. So again, probably still some more stuff going through. But Sam Mayer, like, I mean, he has. I mean, he's probably been better than Sheldon Creed this year. So like, it's something to definitely think about. And also,
Sheldon Creed, by the way, has finished 14 times in second place in his
yeah,
Xfinity Series
yeah, he
record.
has. And so let me go to the Xfinity race results. Some other shout outs in the field as well, I'm pretty sure I got. Uh, so Christian Eckes finally had another good run. He finished in fourth. He's had some terrible luck this year in that 16 car for Collie. Connor Zilish, he was leading for a good amount of the first of the first half of the race. I think something later happened. I don't remember what it was, but he marched his way all the way back up to fifth. And if there were another few laps, I think he would have had a chance to battle Suarez for the win.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
That guy's like illegal. He's always way too fast.
yeah. And with SVG winning, and I know Suarez did win the Xfinity race too. Is it time for Daniel Suarez to start getting worried? Do you think it's time to start getting worried?
The problem is, and I forget if we talked about this last week, or I know I talked about it to someone. It might have been my cousin I was talking to just about SVG. Like, they're gonna keep SVG on hand for sure. But the problem with SVG is he's only gonna be a road course ringer.
Yeah,
He has no chance anywhere else. Suarez at least, like in 2022, Trackhouse was bad fast.
yeah.
Suarez and Chastain were crazy that year. But then they've just both been falling off. But especially Suarez had that one good year and has had that fall off since his
He did have a good
Sonoma win.
year.
But
He did have a good year last year, even outside the win. Like even
yeah,
outside the win at Atlanta, he was still running really well the rest of the year. This year has probably been his worst year at Trackhouse, so it's
yeah, for
something to
sure.
think about. But I personally think that if he for him to be released from the ride, Zilish might have to go on like a 5 win tangent going into the playoffs. Like I feel that that might be what's going to happen. If that doesn't happen, Suarez could be safe for another year. but we'll have to see what happens. It's just that,
Also consider the fact that Zilch is 18 years old. Like, I really think he's going
yeah,
to be fine for at least a few more years. They're not going to. I mean, not. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't even think they want to take a risk on Zilch getting rushed into. I mean, here's the thing.
he's the number one
This is
prospect for
he's
sure.
number one prospect right now, and this is someone who you just cannot rush. That's what you say about like most guys, but Zilch is special. This isn't someone who runs top five occasionally in Xfinity. And it's like, oh, this guy's really good. This is someone who wins in
Yeah.
Xfinity Series at 17, 18 years old. This is someone special. This isn't a 23-year-old that gets top fives in 25% of the races in Xfinity and doesn't get a single win. This is someone who is incredible, has incredible talent, has wins to prove it whenever he was still in high school in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. You cannot waste this talent. He needs as much development as possible. I don't think they should bring him up to Cup at least, honestly, until he's like 21 years old.
No. I think he does need another year in Xfinity. I feel that Joe Gibbs, they made the same mistake by bringing Ty Gibbs up after only 1 year. I mean,
Same with Suarez too. I mean, think about this.
well, that
Suarez has been in
wasn't
Cup
well,
for
that
almost
wasn't
a
gonna
decade.
happen. Well, that wasn't gonna
Suarez has been
happen.
in Cup for almost a decade.
Yeah,
And he did so well in Xfinity, won the 2016 Xfinity Series championship, and he's just been like a mediocre driver, unfortunately. Like he was terrible um for Gibbs, and then he went
Stuart
to
Haas.
Stewart. He went to the 41,
He
and then
wasn't
after.
actually. I didn't think he was that bad in the 41. I felt if he had another year, maybe he would have seen more speed.
But that 99 is kind of where he's found home. But even then, he's just not had anything, and he is a product of being rushed to Cup too early, which sucks because they had this like international talent that could have been really really successful, and I don't think that I really think that Justin Marks is going to be someone who is going to be very careful. He's not like a big Cup owner like Gibbs is. I mean, Gibbs is the former Redskins head coach, and he's a championship winning Cup owner, and he's like, this, Gibbs has a different mindset than Justin Marks, and I think
Yeah.
that Gibbs just has a tendency to rush guys up, which we saw with
Eric
even with
Jones
guys
as
like
well.
Jones. I was gonna say Jones, like Eric Jones
Yeah.
was rushed majorly, and then of course Gibbs and them, but the one guy that was
JJ Yaley
perfect.
too.
Oh, Yaley, of course. But you want to talk about someone who was given the perfect amount of time to develop? Christopher Bell won that Truck Series
Bingo.
championship. Stayed in Xfinity
For
from
2 years.
2018. He was in Xfinity from 2018 to 2019, I think.
Yeah,
2018,
19.
2019. Went to LFR in 2020. Gibbs took that opportunity in 2021, and now Bell is one of the most consistent and best drivers on the grid. He got his Truck Series championship. He got his 2 years in Xfinity when he was really good. He got that one like buffer year of Cup in an LFR car, which obviously the team no longer exists anymore. But it's like he's not giving this elite ride. He's giving a development ride, like this bridge. Went right to Gibbs, did okay in 2021. He won the Daytona Road Course, and then really just started breaking out. I mean, he won 3 of 4 races this year to start out the season. Bell is the perfect guy for this. He's not being kept in trucks too long, like Corey. Like he's not kept in the lower series too long, like Heim is. But he was given just the perfect amount of time to develop, and that's what Gibbs needs to focus on more. Not bringing up Ty Gibbs. I don't care that Ty Gibbs did so well in Xfinity. He's what, 21, 22?
I'm not
I think he's
100%
21.
sure.
He's
Might
he's 21 or 22.
might
Like
be a
this
little
kid has
older.
so much time. He has so much time to develop. Suarez was rushed up whenever he was like 22, 23. Gibbs can't stop make that mistake, and I really think Justin Marks wants to be extra cautious because he knows by signing Zilich as that development driver, he knows he's got someone really, really special.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't screw it up.
I hope not too. I want to also give a shout out to the Jordan Anderson racing drivers this week. Jeb Burton had another great top 10 run this week, and and especially want to give a shout out to a young kid, Austin Green. He ended up coming home in seventh again. I mean, this kid has been incredible in these road races in Xfinity, and I know ovals haven't been the sweet spot for him yet, but he's starting to get there, I think. But Austin Green, like he's for the equipment he's running in, he's been running incredible out there, and and I remember I think he got like fourth at Sonoma last year. He got seventh on Saturday in the Xfinity race. Like this kid is gonna be going places. I hope he continues to develop this way. And I know he also won the ARCA race at Charlotte earlier this year too. Like this kid is great, and I know he's also the son of former Xfinity champion David Green. I hope this Austin Green kid keeps getting more opportunities because he's running great.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? I know he won at Charlotte in ARCA. I remember you telling me that, and I know he's with Jordan Anderson. You know, not the best team to be racing for, but
They've been
hey, whatever
incredible this
works.
year. Like they've been really good this year. Like I think. I mean, Blaine Perkins, I know he's not really getting there, but Jeb Burton though, he's in. I think he's in the playoffs right now.
Is he
And
really? I think so. Yeah.
yeah, Jeb Burton, I think, is currently in the playoffs. Like I know, yeah, he's currently listed ninth. I know
Oh yeah, he
Sammy.
is ninth. Yeah.
He's currently ninth, although Sammy Smith is locked. Sammy Smith is locked in to the playoffs, but right now it has him in. But by the playoff grade, he's currently 10th. He's ahead of Harrison Burton, who's also in the playoffs too. He's been running good
Yeah.
for AM racing, and
Yeah. An
also
AM car in the playoffs is crazy.
Taylor Gray's. And then Taylor Gray is currently the first guy above the cut line, but it's definitely getting interesting there. Like I want to definitely give, as I said, I definitely want to give a shout out to Jeb Burton for how he's been doing this year, especially with that run. Okay, so another thing I want to shout out was the ARCA winner this week, Trayton Lapsevich.
The Canadian.
Only his second career ARCA Menard Series start, and he leads all but I think one lap.
hmm
Like, and this deal like came together like I think super last minute. I could be wrong, but he ended up.
Yeah,
I I don't
you're right.
remember.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be in the 15 at first for Venerini, but I think now he ended up going into the 70 last minute. And Nitro Motorsports breaks like I think it's like a. I want to give a shout out to Time Card again, who I think I shouted out last time. I think it was like a 38 race streak where Venerini, Gibbs, and Pinnacle would win the races. That breaks a streak because Nitro took the win. And like,
Yeah.
and I
So
mean,
that was a really great thing to see. He got the pole at Berlin, and he won
yeah,
the 2023 Pinty Series championship, which was
yeah.
really cool to see.
I hope that Toyota takes more chances on him. I hope someone takes more chances on him. I know, unfortunately, his brother had issues with money. Caden Lapsevich, who also was a champion of that series.
He won the 2016 Pinty Series championship.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really wish that he gets more opportunities. I mean, I wish Kate. I mean, it would be nice to see. And this just brings me to my point about my issues with international with struggles of getting international drivers into the top three series. Like
Mhm.
it's sad because there is so much talent from Canada and Mexico that is deserving of seats in the top three series. And it's a shame, absolute shame, that sponsors aren't willing to come on board for these guys. Like I could easily go on a tangent of guys from Canada that would kick some butt in the top three series. Like Gary Clute, for example. I remember he came over, he ran a cup race. I mean, he ran a truck race as well. Like this kid was part of the NASCAR Next program in like 2016 as well. And as I mentioned, Caden Lapsevich. I mean, I know he's now a crew chief in ARCA West for Jake Bowman. Uh,
Yeah.
there's also, as I mentioned,
He did get a start though. He replaced Breidinger at the Glen last year.
well, he didn't get credited though because Breidinger started the race
Yeah.
because you have to start the race to get credited. So there's just so many talents. Like there's so much talent in the Mexico series too. Like Ruben Garcia Jr. Like
Yeah.
like I would, as I said, like I'd love to see got more guys from the Mexico series and Canada come up, like Mark Anthony Cameron. Like I know he's like 45, but someone give this guy a shot. He's won the championship I think twice now, maybe
Yeah,
more than
he
that.
won in a Rick Ware car when Rick Ware was up in the series. Jorge Goders is also really good in the Mexico series. He
He's a bit
definitely
up
deserves
there
a
in age.
chance.
He's a bit up there in age now, though. I
Oh,
think.
he's like mid 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's is he. I think he's still racing.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's full time. He's still full time. Yeah.
yeah. So like, I really, I plead to all the sponsors out there, start scouting people in Canada and Mexico. You've been missing out this whole time.
Yeah,
Do
I
it.
mean, someone
Better do it
who
now.
had some success in NASCAR from Canada is a very forgotten driver, Patrick Carpentier. He had a couple of cup poles and
He's not
Xfinity poles
forgotten.
on road courses. Oh, I ask people, who do you know who Patrick Carpentier is? So many people say they don't know who that is. How do people not know who Patrick Carpentier is? But he would always do the races at Montreal in Xfinity.
And he ran full
And
time in Cup in 2008
yeah, he had
for
I know he had a couple of poles, and even though he never produced a win,
no
Carpentier was still just a good road course guy to have from Canada. Trying to get anyone else really from Canada, not anyone coming immediately to
Trevor
mind that could
Boyce.
be. Oh yeah, Trevor Boys was Canadian. That's right. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
I don't think he had any wins, but
No, he didn't.
he was definitely a notable guy from Canada in the Cup Series. Earl
I
Ross
believe
as
Earl
well.
Bamber, or not Earl
No,
Bamber, Earl Ross.
Earl Bamber's from I think Australia. Earl
Oh right, I
Bamber.
knew there was an Earl something from
Yeah,
yeah.
Earl Ross, who definitely him. Roy Smith as well. Uh, all from
Oh,
British Columbia.
Amber Balkeen is from
Yeah, she's from
Canada.
Canada. Uh, I think it's something that definitely should be scouted out more, especially with Lapsevich winning. It was also the debut of Max Reeves in the main series. Ended up coming home in second. I was a little surprised that Butterbean wasn't up there battling for the win all day, especially because short tracks are where I thought his specialty was going to be. Uh,
Mhm.
also, but yeah, Lavar Scott I think was the guy who led the other lap, the one lap that Lapsevich didn't lead. I could be wrong, but definitely something else to think about. I mean, I want to also give a shout out to guys like Willie Mullins, who he was running pretty well. He was running pretty well for what he's got out there. I think he ended up finishing top 10 for in his first ever Berlin start. Matt Kemp as well finished on the lead lap in a fast track car in ninth, I think. So
Yeah.
definitely someone to shout out there. So there was also the IndyCar race this weekend in St. Louis, and I know you didn't watch it probably, but it was a thriller. I mean, you got to start watching IndyCar, man. I mean, it was a thriller at Gateway. A really scary moment, though. Well, there were a few scary moments. I saw Christian Rasmussen's car leaving the pits. Car caught fire, like leaving the pits, but for some reason, like the fire just went away, like right that, like that, pretty quickly, exiting the pits. The Penske cars, they also did not have good luck at all. Like Will Power, I think he had issues. Uh, Scott McLaughlin also had like mechanical issues early on, I think too, and I could be wrong on that. And oh boy, this was like something that really scared me. The pretty bad wreck midway through the race. Lewis Foster, I think it was in the 45 for Rahal Rex, coming out of turn four, and Joseph Newgarden piles into him, and he goes over. Like that was a really scary accident. I'm
Mm.
just thankful that both Lewis Foster and Joseph Newgarden, they are both okay. I am very thankful for that, and thankful as well for the safety that IndyCar has implemented in the past few years when it comes to flips like this. So I'm really thankful for all of that that's been implemented. So I think also let me cut to the chase. So in the end, though, Kyle Kirkwood ended up taking the win under the lights in Gateway, and this was a great race for a Sunday night. There was a lot of passing. Connor Daly was getting up there, battling for the win. I mean, fuel mileage was becoming a big thing at the end. Calamilla was trying to stretch it. Unfortunately, he couldn't. I think he came into the pits with like 3 to go or something. Kyle Kirkwood was going to catch him. It was really cool seeing some guys like Connor Daly lead, especially because Juncos Hollinger isn't really one of the biggest teams, especially after they lost their alliance with McLaren from last year. But Daly, he was going for it. And I think Pato Ward was really close to catching Kyle Kirkwood. Like, if there was another lap, we could have had an epic battle for the win between Pato Ward and Kyle Kirkwood. But everyone was trying to stretch it on fuel. Felix Rosenquist, he was trying to stretch it on fuel. Who else was Ilot's teammate Robert Schwartzman, but they weren't going to make it on fuel either. So a few things to kind of pick out there. Unfortunately, uh, I know I said I was going to talk about it this week, but Mother Nature had to ruin it. The wheel and modified race at Riverhead. Unfortunately, I was not able to go. Got rained out on Saturday. Ended up running on Sunday. Had Father's Day plans, couldn't go to that. So pretty upsetting. I did see Justin Bonsignor picked up the win though, so congratulations to him. I think this was actually like his 12th win in the modified tour at Riverhead, and he
Yeah, Bonsignor's crazy, so
yeah, I think that if I remember correctly, this is his first win of the year in the tour. I think his 46th career win, which
it's
is
46, yeah.
second all time. He passed Reggie Ruggiero last year after his win at Martinsville, sealing the deal for the title. So like he's going up there as one of the greatest drivers in the modified tour of all time for sure. So
Mm.
definitely interesting there. There were sadly only 21 cars that took the grid. There was another that withdrew in a Mark Stewart. So, like, unfortunate there. I mean, it's definitely an interesting race, though, from what I could tell. But, man, I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been
Definitely
there.
sounds like it would have been a really good race. I'd
Yeah,
love to see
it would
it.
have been. Love to go. I'd love to go back next year. There is a second race in September, but I'm going to be back in college then. So that's unfortunate. But, I mean, something though to definitely keep an eye out. Maybe I'll go next year, depending on when it is.
Yeah. And although Bonsignor is 46, I believe the most is Stefanik. He's got what, like 75 or something? He's got a crazy amount
Yeah, Mike
of
Stefanik
wins.
somewhere around there,
Let me
and
look. Yeah, he's got 74. So he's got
it's
so
going to be
many
hard.
wins.
It's going to
It
be hard
take
to beat.
forever.
And Bonsignor is running in the Xfinity race this week at Pocono. This
Hmm.
is one of his
Yeah,
scheduled
I did
races.
notice that.
So also before we get into Pocono, one more race to I guess actually two more. ARCA West at uh, uh, Kern County, Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. That also was this weekend. Trevor Huddleston picked up the win. It was with the 1-2 finish and the battle in the end. It felt like a duplicate of January's race at the track between Kyle Keller and Trevor Huddleston. Keller was catching him, but he couldn't seal the deal, and Huddleston ended up holding off. And Huddleston ends up sweeping Kern County's 2 dates on the ARCA West calendar.
Oh wow.
Yep,
Yeah, that is
and
pretty impressive.
within the top four NASCAR series is this weekend. Uh, I'm pretty sure that he was the only American to win in the top four NASCAR series is this weekend.
Well, let's think, because last weekend was Stuart Friesen, and
Canada,
then
uh,
um
ARCA, Canada.
Suarez. Yeah,
ARCA was
yeah. Wow.
Canadian. Yeah, SVG from New Zealand, Xfinity Suarez, Mexico. So like he was the only American. He's the only American in the top four series to win this weekend, and ARCA West is and yeah, so like it's something to also kind of think about statistic wise. And then in F1, I believe George Russell ended up taking the win, so congratulations to him. There was a bit of a strange moment like that ended the race there in Montreal where no, not Lance Stroll. I get them mixed up all the time. Lando Norris tried to find a hole that was open, and it was nowhere near open, and ends up colliding, taking himself out with Oscar Piastri, his own teammate. A really bizarre moment there. Like if the hole wasn't there, and he tried to go for it, even if it wasn't there. So that was really confusing. There were also attempted protests by Red Bull over over Russell apparently supposedly going too fast, I think, under the safety car, but they were rejected by the stewards, I'm pretty sure. So Russell ended up keeping the win. And yeah, so going on to Pocono this week. This is the last race for Amazon's 5 race slate in the NASCAR Cup Series. This is it for Amazon for this year. Next up will be TNT. So for this week at Pocono, we do have an open car this week again. I know we had one this past week as well, but we do have another one again. It's the 44 Brennan Poole, who it's actually the same sponsor he's got in the Xfinity race too on that 44 car, and I believe this is Brendan Poole's first Cup start in 2 years. So nice to see Brendan back. Nice to see the bull back again. So hope that he'll be able to put on uh, a decent run, and we'll see what happens. So I think I know the 66 was considering going, but it looks like that their next attempt is going to be Chicago instead. So we'll see what happens with this week in Pocono. Xfinity, they have 38 cars. You have the 36 full time teams is there, plus the 17, which decided to enter an additional race with Chase Elliott. So I'm curious how that's going to go. And the 74 is also back, and they will make a race for the first time since the West Coast swing.
Mike Harmon, the
Yeah,
GOAT.
this is going to, with Dawson Cram behind the wheel, this is going to be the first race in Xfinity for that 74 since I believe Las Vegas. They've been struggling to make races, and now they finally are going to be able to make one with the field size being just right for them. And speaking of Harmon, they are entered in the Truck Series again as well in the 74. With the 74 coming back, it is also Dawson Cram pulling double duty this week on Friday in that truck. There are 35 entered there. MBM also is entered in the Truck Series with the 69 of Tyler Tomasi. This is the first time that the number 69 has run in the Truck Series since 2003 when Frank Kimmel drove the truck at I want to say Homestead. So
Gotcha. Yeah, that'll be very interesting to see him.
yeah, if I go down
Not
the
him, but yeah.
if I go down the entry lists, there are some pretty interesting entrants. Garrett Smithley also returns to the 14 after missing the last 2 races. Uh, I believe also trying to think. In Xfinity, there's also and in the truck race, Patrick Emmerling is also entered in the '07 truck for Spire this week. That should be interesting.
Emerling in there, interesting,
Yeah,
because he drives the '07, I believe, just in
Xfinity.
uh uh modifieds, right?
No, he drives the one now in the modifieds.
Okay.
He runs the
Shows you how
one.
long it's been since I watched the modified tour.
Yeah, I hope that eventually they'll start getting more coverage again. Trying to find but yeah, if I pull up the entry list, like we'll definitely see some more of the cup entry. Well, the cup entry list we don't really need to go through because it's 36 full-time drivers. Denny Hamlin knows back, but after
Yeah, he
missing this
is.
week, Ryan Truex this weekend. I mean, he didn't really put on the best run, but
That's okay.
it's okay. I mean,
It wasn't expecting him to be great anyways. He was literally just there as a fill-in, so it's fine.
yeah. So I'm happy though that as well that Mike Harmon's going to finally be able to get entrance in the Xfinity race. I'm really happy for them. Uh, and then Emmerling's pulling double duty. He's running in the '07 for Bobby Dotter and Xfinity, and then he's running in the '07 truck for Spire. I'm curious how he's going to do in that '07 truck because this is a big opportunity for him. I mean, we've had other guys like BJ McLeod get big opportunities in that '07 truck, but we'll see what happens. So,
Well, I think now is a pretty good time to go through my picks. Who do we got?
yeah,
Who are we not gonna get? Who's the sleeper? First one, it's Pocono. Denny Hamlin. You gotta have Denny Hamlin. I mean,
yeah,
he's the all-time wins leader at Pocono. Not only that, but he's won 3 of 8, um, including the DNQ. So we would have won 4 of 8 if not for the
yeah,
DNQ.
with Kyle
Hamlin has
Busch.
just been ridiculously dominant at Pocono. He's the obvious one to go with. And then someone else too that I feel like is probably the most underrated driver right now in Cup, Tyler Reddick. He's finished top 2 in 2 of the last 3 Xfinity races, just not been able to snide that last position. And in the last 4 Pocono races, he's finished in the single digits. So Reddick definitely has the speed, definitely has some good odds, but if it's Pocono, it always has to go to Hamlin as the favorite. He's just way too good there.
Yeah.
He's also been red hot lately and just red hot this season. Is it finally the year for the Hamlin Championship? Just got career
Uh,
win number 57.
I don't know. I don't want to
We'll
get too
see.
confident. Hold your horses there. I don't want to get too confident in that yet. So I don't know about that. Some of the other things. Another thing to point out is he finished runner up in last year's race too. So even after the win 2023, he finished runner up to Ryan Blaney, and I think it's something that we'll have to look into. Do want to also quickly interrupt. There has been a driver change on the entry list for the Xfinity Series that I just now am finding out about. Now in the 53, it was previously TBA. It is now Logan Bearden that will be in the 53 for this week for Joey Gase Motorsports. So that's nice to see him back. He had a good run in the 14 for Bobby Dotter back at Nashville. So nice to see him back in the Xfinity field this week. Curious what he can do in the 53. And then also some of the other entrants that I might have skipped over. A few notables in the truck entry list as well. Uh, Actually, you know, there were a few in the Xfinity. There were a few in the Xfinity as well that I wanted to point out. I mentioned Emmerling already. Uh, I mentioned Smithley back, Chase Elliott back, Bonsignor, he's in the 19 this week. I'm curious how he'll do. Uh, Carson Ware, he's driving the 35 this week.
Reinstated, I forgot.
Yeah, Carson Ware is in the 35. Mason Massey, he returns to the 45 for Alpha Prime Racing. Leland Honeyman, he's back in the 70. I mentioned Cram. Josh Bilicki, he's in the 91 as well. Back in the 91 after an odd entry where he ran the 14 that for SS Greenland. I thought he would have ran that for DGM, but I know Andres Perez ended up driving the car there. So also on the truck entry list, RCA again. If you remember RCA, the cassette company, they're on the sponsor of Nathan Bird. Before this, the last time they had been sponsoring a car before returning with Nathan Bird in the O2 truck, I want to say was like with Johnny Benson on the 10 car in like
Wow.
2000. And before that, it was on the 98 with John Andretti. I'm pretty sure that RCA was the sponsor of the 98 for Cale Yarborough when John Andretti won his first Cup race at Daytona in 1997. And then also they were with Jeremy Mayfield as well in when he previously drove the 98 as well. Some of the other truck entrants, Brandon Jones making his last truck start of the year in the one truck. Cody Dennison, he's driving the two truck again for Rayom Brothers. Clayton Green also returns to Rayom Brothers. He's in the 22 truck.
What? Who did you just say? That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Clayton Green ran at Nashville as well. And then Norm Benning is entered in the six truck.
Oh, I was getting him confused with Clay Greenfield for a second there.
No, no, no,
I
no,
was
no.
wondering like who you were talking about. I'm
Yeah,
like Clay Greenfield. I
he'll
haven't
he'll be
heard
back. He'll be back
I
soon.
haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah,
So I got really confused.
he ran at Daytona this year. Clay Greenfield.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. And then there's also Carson Hocevar. He's pulling double duty. Brian, the 28 truck, the FDNY racing truck. Nice to see them back as well after they DNQ'd at Daytona. Frankie Muniz also has an interesting sponsor, Black Cat Fireworks. They have not been in the sport for over a decade, so nice to see them back. They were previously, I believe, with the 37 team of MaxQ Motorsports with Tony Raines in that car. So nice to see them back in a truck. Connor Jones also in the 44 truck again this week, his second start of the year. Luke Baldwin, another modified guy. Nice to see him in the 66 truck. I mentioned Tomasi already. So definitely some interesting entrants in the top three series. There's also the ARCA series coming to Elko this week as well. And last year, remember Elko? They had that big three wide finish for the win between William Sawalich, LeVar Scott, and Chris Wright. And William Sawalich, he won by only by 11 hundredths of a second, something like that. Like
Very
he
short.
like he won by no, it was 11 thousandths of a second. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
So I'm curious what's going to happen there. This is their biggest car count since their first race at Elko in 2012. I'm pretty sure with 24 cars. Some interesting entrances there as well. But I think did you go through your picks yet for this week
No, I only went through the
through
my
Hamlin?
picks. I didn't go through my. Yeah, we had Hamlin and Reddick. Now we're gonna go through the two ones that I don't suspect, and then we'll go through over the sleeper, and then we'll probably wrap it up after that. But
Yeah,
who are we avoiding? Kyle Busch. Not only does he just suck and has gotten so unlucky, in the
at
last three
Pocono.
races, he has not finished in the top 20.
At
Kyle Busch has
Pocono,
just not been great. Yeah, Pocono.
and
He's had a bunch of DNFs lately. Kyle Busch, not the way to go. Also, Ross Chastain. He's finished no better than 13th in his career at Pocono. He's just never been good, and he has an average finish of nearly 30 at Pocono, which is the worst of all of his tracks that he's
yeah.
ever raced at in Cup. Chastain's just not good at Pocono, and it's fine too. I mean, Christopher Bell's just not good at Michigan. Chastain's not good at Pocono. It's just whatever. Every driver's bad at a
I
track
don't
or two, and
know. I
that's
don't know if I'd
okay.
say Chastain's not good at Pocono. I mean, if you remember in 2022, he was battling for the win with Denny Hamlin until Hamlin took him out. So,
Yeah, but his average finish is almost 30th in 9 starts, so even if that won, it's still a bit iffy.
yeah. And I think he
And
won a
then
stage in that race too. I could be wrong.
sleeper pick for Pocono. My sleeper pick is going to Eric Jones.
Really?
So, so looked up some stats here. In his 13 career starts in Pocono, he has an over 50% top 10 rate. He has 5 top 5s at Pocono, which is the most of any track that he's raced on. That's his best as in top 5s. And in all the next gen starts that he has in Pocono, he's finished in the top 15. Only a couple other drivers have done that. Jones
Wow.
has just Jones is not someone who's probably going to compete for a win, but he's going to be able to roll that 43, hopefully up to a top 5. I could see him getting a top 5 at Pocono. He is 8 for 13 on top 10s and 5 for 13 on top 5 for 13 on top 5s when you've not been in great equipment since you were in Gibbs, and even then, the 20 just wasn't as good back then.
Yeah.
He's an impressive driver. I think he has
Yeah.
a decent chance here to get that car up to the top 5 or so here at Pocono.
Yeah.
So
And
he's my sleeper pick for
yeah, and
Pocono. You never know with Eric Jones.
Legacy Motor Club itself has picked up a lot of speed this year. Both not just Eric Jones, but also John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek.
Jeez, dude, John Hunter Nemechek sucked last year,
This has
but now
been
this
a
year
great
he's had a
season.
great improvement. Like most improved award of the year so far is definitely going to JHN. He's been
And I don't know.
really
I'd say
solid.
Josh Berry is a nomination for that too.
Yeah, he has been pretty good as well, but he did have some speed before in that 4.
Yeah.
So we'll
And
have to see how the rest of the season plays out.
Ryan Priest would also be a nominee for that. And I mean, he's on the playoff cut line. I mean, wasn't he like 27th, 28th last year? Somewhere around there.
He
But
never really had speed.
one more thing before we wrap up. One more quick thing. There was also some news today from actually two more quick things. There was one other thing that I wanted to mention after this. There was also some news today regarding the lawsuit between 2311 and Front Row Motorsports and NASCAR, but I don't exactly remember everything. I'm not really going to be able to squeeze in much about it, but there was like something related to the lawsuit today because I think NASCAR wants to prove that 2311 tried to illegally collude with the teams or something like that, and there's like and like the teams that did sign the agreement don't want to get involved. It's a little confusing, but maybe we'll talk about that and as the lawsuit gets closer, as the trial gets closer and closer. And
Mhm.
one more thing, and this is I know it's not I know I didn't want to end on a sad note, but I wanted to acknowledge unfortunately this past weekend we lost Charlie Henderson, the owner of the 75 team in the Truck Series, Henderson Motorsports. So he was a really dedicated man. He ran that team out of Abingdon, Virginia since I believe the 1980s. And like
82.
Charlie,
Yeah.
82, and like he was a staple of the Truck Series for such a long time, as well as in the Xfinity Series. I think in the Goodies Dash series, they were able to pick up wins with Parker Kligerman. I remember guys like Caleb Holman drove for him, like in the Truck
Mhm.
Series and in Xfinity. So like I just wanted to take a moment to say, Charlie, we miss you, man. I and This is a pretty hard loss for NASCAR, for the NASCAR community as well. So like rest in peace, Charlie, and we really thank you for the work that you've put in to field this team in the sport. And may all of your and may all of our thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that team really was like the little engine that could, because I remember Kligerman ended up picking up some wins in that trick. I know they won Daytona until they were disqualified, but uh they won at Mid Ohio in 2023, I know, with Kligerman. They won in 2017 at Talladega with Kligerman. Like they were one of the great underdogs of the Truck Series, and it's just real. This is a really hard loss for NASCAR. So again, I hope that I send my well wishes to you, Charlie, and your family, and may you please rest in peace. So I know I didn't want to end on that note, but that's gonna do it for this week. Unfortunately, next week, Brody, you are not going to be on air. I
Correct.
there will be another co-host or two joining me next week, depending on logistics and all. So I will still be doing the show. There will be a different co-host that will be announced at a later date. There might be another one as well. So we'll figure that out when we get to that point. But quickly to wrap up, Mexico City, keep it long term for NASCAR. This was a successful weekend. It's got to be
100%.
here to continue the international fans of the sport. And again, it's something that I really was so happy to see this weekend. So very successful weekend. Gonna get ready for Pocono this week. Again, my name is Adam Relkin, joined by, and we'll see you guys next week. And have a great night.
Cool. All right. We'll catch you later.
Yep.
See ya.
Yep. See ya.